Good morning, everyone. It's Susie Q96, and I survived my little adventure yesterday. We've all learned now what the term the practice of medicine means. We're here this morning again with It Was the News, which is our coffee break show where we go back and look at some of the old news articles that pertain to different things in history involving coin collecting, currency, metal detecting, and pretty much any bizarre little thing that I run into. Good morning, Miss Southern Belle. I'm so glad you're here because first thing I'm going to do this morning is I got some mail. I got mail yesterday, and so I don't usually do mail call videos, that kind of thing, but I got mail. I got one mail, two mail, three mail, four mails, because I hadn't been to the post office for a while. Good morning, Silver Scorpion. Welcome, welcome. It's going to be kind of a slow-paced day. I had a little accident of sorts last night. One of my doctors called in some medication for me in regards to this ongoing ear and sinus infection. And I'm usually pretty trustworthy of this doctor as far as them checking my records for what I'm allergic to and so forth. But apparently I cannot be because the medication that was prescribed to me turned out to be from a family of drugs that I cannot take. And within about 15 minutes, became very, very ill. And then I looked at what this was. I grabbed my phone and looked it up and said, well, this is going to have to come out of my system pretty quick. So I packed a little bag and was heading down to the hospital, not knowing how long they were going to keep me. And my primary care called about something completely different, and I told her what was going on. And so she prescribed me something completely different, but I had to go down and get a shot and get this nasty medicine out of my system before it caused some serious harm. So that kind of messed up last night's show. So I'm really tired, but I'm okay. The pain is gone for the moment. So we're going to open up this mail that I received. The first one, this is from Spray Can. I participated in one of his little treasure hunts the other day. It was kind of a fun game, and he had one where he was giving away jewelry items. So I won some things. Not all are my style, but I have people that they can be passed along to. So the first one I won is this long string of pearlies. This will probably be popular with somebody here in my building because a lot of the older ladies cannot do the clasps and they like the necklaces that they can just put over their head. So I got that pretty in there. And then I got this one, which is also one of those that you can just put over your head. So I have two. This has some little, I don't know if this camera's gonna focus on them or not, but it has some little faceted beads. So that's another one that will probably end up with someone who lives in my building. And then these two, even though they are not precious metals, they are good quality necklaces. This is a Monet necklace. Monet is a well-known brand of a little bit higher end costume jewelry. So I may have a pendant or something to be adding to that piece. And oh yeah, that more coffee, gotta have that. And then this last one, I actually do have something to put on it. It's not gold, but it is a very nice chain, and I believe I have a pendant I can put on that one. So those were my treasures from the spray can treasure hunt. And so that was my first package of the day. And put those back in there before I lose them. Then I got from the Coleman Cancer auction my tie-dye t-shirt, which was a Miss Southern Belle creation donation. And I am very pleased with it. My favorite colors of turquoise and orange. So I have my tie-dye shirt here. And I'm real excited about that. That arrived yesterday. So nothing like sending a tie-dye shirt to an old hippie. And I gotta make an adjustment. I keep seeing the brick wall in the background that somehow I got in there. Needs to get out of my stuff. And I don't know how I get things in places. Settings, maybe. Yeah. Get rid of that. There we go. All right. So that arrived yesterday. And then I got two envelopes from Miss Ida Herring's show. I don't win things on Miss Ida's, so I was a little confused at first. But then I remembered what they were. The first one, this was an item that was actually won by Sterling Cannabis and gifted it over to me, which is I'm guessing uncirculated. I can't tell because there's sticker over it. There we go. Let's get the sticker off. A 1987D dime. Nice and tidy. In a little flip. That was gifted to me by Sterling Cannabis. So I thank you very much for that, Sterling Cannabis. And then the other is two things that were gifted to me by Jessie O. One is a 1957 Wheatie. It's still got some of its original glow to it. I don't have my scope down today, but It's a nice looking penny. And then I had one of these and I actually gave some away, and then I lost my own. I was giving these away when I was down in Georgia, and I lost mine somehow. So I got this from Jessie O, which is a penny with a cross punched out. So I kind of need that right now. So thank you very much to Jessie O for gifting me those 2 penny items. Like I said, I have a bad habit of not doing mail calls. I guess I should. Some people say that they help build up your hours by making that extra video, but it's just not something I'm doing. I don't know why. I just don't. Yeah, I'm kind of on the poo-poo list for anybody who has the name Patriot in their names. They think I'm all some kind of radical commie hippie because I don't believe in some of the stuff they believe in. And it's part of why I am not over on Miss Ida's channel. I love Miss Ida, but I am not going to allow myself to be verbally abused and called a liar or a libtard or any of those things. I'm a fairly well-educated person. I started out with planning to be a teacher. Sterling as a character is what Sterling is. I like Sterling. Sterling is a funny character. But I believe in putting as much factual information out there as I can. I have a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism. I started out as a political science major, and I do a lot of research on things before I just throw something out there. And some of the things that have been thrown at me over there, I just can't. I just can't sit there and condone it. So, particularly the name calling. There's a reason that people came to the United States in the first place, and that was for freedom. And religious freedom does not mean only your religion gets to have freedom. So I just got to where it was aggravating me every morning when I was having my morning coffee, and I decided I've got to take a break from it. So my break is to go back and look at some of the historical newspapers and what was in the papers about coins, what was in the papers about currency, what was in the papers about metal detecting. And so what I'm going to do while I have my coffee in the morning is offer up some interesting articles about those things and who knows what else. Some of the ones we've done so far. I messed up yesterday's show really bad because for the first half hour I had no sound, and now I can't figure out how to edit the half hour out. Well, here's one we're going to talk about today. During the pandemic, all of a sudden we started getting these articles. There's a coin shortage. Please use correct change. Please use your cards instead of change. There's a terrible coin shortage going on. Blah, blah, blah. Now, I never fully bought into that. And some people said, oh, well, you know, it has to be true. It's on the news. That. Oops, hang on. And I gotta turn. So anyway, I have my own theory about that. And my theory was that some of these companies just wanted us to use the cards so that they could make more interest money off of us, which I'm sure some probably did. The mints really were not shut down for that long. So I have my own theory on it. But anyway, I was going through some of these papers and I found a real interesting article. I'm going to try to bring it up here. I try to bring the articles up where you can see I'm not making this stuff up. Some of you just can't make this stuff up. So let me pull this article up that I want to share with you this morning. And we'll give it a little read through. Should be this one. Nope. I gotta get to this one. All right. Let's see if I got the right article on page. Oops. Yeah, I'm real slow in the morning. This is the Susie has not had her coffee yet. Okay, so we're going to talk about the great coin shortage of 1965. Yeah, you heard me right, folks. 1965. So, this article comes from the Battle Creek Inquirer of Battle Creek, Michigan, January 10th, 1965. So, if you think this coin shortage thing is some newfangled story, let's listen to this one called The Great Coin Shortage Spells Trouble for U.S. We've been hearing about a coin shortage in the last year or two. Most of us probably haven't paid too much attention to the subject because we always seem to receive the correct amount of change whenever we purchase something with our dollars. But monetary experts are worried, and with good reason. Silver coins are disappearing from circulation faster than the United States Mint can turn them out. Now, I'm going to stop here for a moment because the date of this is January 1965. And 64 is, for the most part, the last time we had silver coins being minted for just general circulation. So we're going into 65 here with this article. Silver coins are disappearing from circulation faster than the United States mints can turn them out. They are being hoarded by speculators and coin collectors. And if the present rate of hoarding continues, the Treasury's total reserve of free silver could be exhausted in 3 years. And in parentheses, it says, free silver is that portion of the Treasury supply that is not needed to back silver certificates. So we still had silver certificates then as well. If that should happen, the nation's monetary system would be in grave danger. What's behind all this disappearance of silver coins? Why are people hoarding coins instead of dollar bills? The answer seems to be twofold, with speculation for profit serving as the basis for each element. Coin collectors have, of course, traditionally taken from circulation some minor percentage of the total of coins minted. But in the last 10 years, this one-time hobby has developed into a big business. During the last decade, the number of American coin collectors has increased from 2 million to more than 8 million. There was a time when numismatists collected coins by the individual piece or in sets of different values. Today, they collect them by the roll or the bag full. Much of this incentive for hoarding seems to stem from some coin collectors' magazines and other publications which hold out the promise of various profits in old coins. One publication last year told numismatists, for example, that any person who bought one uncirculated roll of pennies and one roll of nickels of each mint variety every Christmas since 1953 would have laid out only $76 for coins now worth $1,086. That's real profit in anybody's language, and it's no wonder that many people have been hoarding coins. Oddly enough, there is some soundness in what might appear to be a misleading get-rich-quick scheme. A 1963 proof set of each coin in production bought from the Treasury for $2.10 in January 1963 is already worth $7.50 because it contained the last of the Franklin series half dollars. So I'm going to stop right there for a minute. There's more. But I'm going to stop right there because doesn't this sound an awful lot like what's going on right now? People buying rolls and hoarding silver and buying the proof sets in order to get those last coins that were issued. Now, I'm not reading today's news. I'm reading January 1965. So let's go a little bit further and see what they said in 1965. Bona fide numismatists, however, are only part of the nation's coin problem. Speculators, whose only interest in coins is hard profit, are largely responsible for the shortage. And it's easy to see why. These speculators not only are out to make a fast buck on coins, whose values have increased because of ordinary attraction, they are also interested in the actual value of the silver in the coins. And the scarcer silver coins become, the better chance speculators have of making a great profit from their hoards. Since 1935, when the last silver dollars were minted, more than 460 million cartwheels have disappeared from circulation. Within the last 2 years, the Treasury's supply of silver dollars has diminished from 94 million to fewer than 3 million. 50-cent pieces, quarters, and dimes have followed the silver dollar into hiding at an alarming rate. Early last year, a silver dollar raid was staged at the Treasury building in Washington. To meet the increasing demand for the coins, the Treasury was forced to dig deep into its silver dollar vaults. Word spread among coin dealers and collectors that while digging out the coins, Treasury officials had struck a vein of old and valuable coins. The silver dollars were in bags of 1,000 each. These bags, in the main, contained coins worth only their face value. But there was a possibility that each bag might contain a few old valuable coins. Some of the old Carson City silver dollars, for example, are worth several $100s each in the collector's market. Collectors and speculators began gathering at the Treasury building to buy the bags. The speculators went through the bags at first to pick out those valuable coins and turned back those that carried no premium. Okay, let's stop right there for a moment. Does this sound familiar? Doesn't this sound a whole lot like the people who run down to the bank and buy up the boxes of $50, go through them on their coin roll hunts, pick out the goodies, and return the rest? So what y'all are doing is nothing new. This was 1965, and it was happening then. So let's go a bit further. But then the House committee decided to postpone the minting of new silver dollars in favor of concentrating on smaller coin denominations. This decision was the signal for speculators to move on the remainder of the supply of cartwheels. Great crowds lined up at the Treasury to buy the last of the silver dollars. More than 25 million were removed from circulation in only 4 days of 1964. That was the high water mark in the silver hoarding operation. So you think it's hard to find silver dollars in the boxes now? This is part of it. At the current Treasury price of $1.29 per troy ounce of silver, a cartwheel contains just $1 worth of the metal. Coins of lesser denomination do not contain an amount of silver equivalent to their face value, but there still is enough to make them valuable if the piece of silver should rise to a marked degree. If the Treasury stock of silver should be exhausted, the price of silver would break through the Treasury's artificial ceiling and increase sharply. Speculators would then have a field day melting down the coins, recovering the silver, and selling it for good profit. To illustrate to illustrate how speculators view the impending crisis on silver coins, many coin buyers are offering a 1% premium above face value on coins in lots of $500 or more. The federal government is not completely without fail in this coin shortage. Only last year, for example, the Johnson administration, with the approval of Congress, began minting John Kennedy $50. Treasury officials discounted the idea that these pieces would be hoarded because enough of them would be produced to avoid any scarcity, which brings about inflation of a coin's value. Really? Well, guess what? It's 2021 and Kennedys are being hoarded. So wrong again there, folks. More than 140 million Kennedy $50 were minted last year, which would have been 1964. And it's almost impossible to find one in circulation. The combination of numismatic value, sentimental attachment, and intrinsic silver worth promises to keep this coin out of circulation for many years. As a result, about $60 million or more of the Treasury silver has also disappeared. Many monetary experts feel that the government soon must take drastic action to halt this drain on the silver supply. Some believe that the Treasury will have to reduce the amount of silver in coins. Others think that a cheaper metal alloy will have to be substituted for the silver. One school of thought leans towards the calling in of all high silver content coins and to make the holding of them illegal, as was done in the case of gold pieces in 1933. None of these courses is really palatable, and the adoption of any one of them could do serious harm to the value of United States money at home and abroad. Treasury officials are working on the problem, but at the moment, no acceptable solution is in sight. Now that, folks, was the view on things in 1965. And a lot of those things have come to pass. And that was very early 65. So they were still making coins that had some silver in them, most notably the half dollars, which are obviously still being hoarded. Goodbye, Miss Southern Belle. I hope you enjoyed our little educational article this morning. I'm going to do one more, but while I have my coffee, and then we're going to go on. But I thought this was a good article in light of the fact that so many of the things in there have come to pass. They're talking about a terrible coin shortage in 1965. We got the terrible coin shortage in 2020. They're talking about people buying up the rolls and hoarding the silver in 1965. We have people buying up the rolls and hoarding the silver in 2021. They discuss using cheaper alloy metals in the coins in 1955. And Lord have mercy, we sure got that when they came out with the stinking Lincoln Zinkins in 1982. In my opinion, the sorriest excuse for an American coin ever created. An embarrassment to the U.S. Mint. There were so many items in that article that ring true today. And it was written right on the cusp of where our money quit containing silver in any major degree other than the half dollars. I thought the suggestion that the silver coins be called in and declared illegal to own to be a very interesting theory on how they could rectify the situation. And yes, I know I don't have any viewers. All the viewers are over at Miss Ida's playing games. And once again, I love Miss Ida, but I'm not going there. I'll go over, I'll click the like button because I like her. But, you know, a lot of those people over there don't like me. So why would I want to go there and have my coffee? So if, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to buy my viewers. I have fun and games. I do fun and games in my regular shows. But I'm doing this because I think it's important information. And I think it's much more important information than to tell somebody that COVID's not real. And I think it's more important information than to tell people that Biden is a communist. And I'm not gonna. That's not how I want my morning. I'm gonna actually learn something here and try to teach people something. And maybe one or two people will say, "Hey, you know what? That stuff's kind of interesting, and I'd like to know more about my collection." So that's what I plan on doing with my morning coffee. And if nobody wants to watch it, well, that's okay. Somebody might want to come watch it next week. Uh, we'll just see. I'm going to try to find one more real quickie here. That one was kind of long, but I thought it was very interesting because it so mirrors what is going on today with our hoarders and stackers. And it does put things into perspective a little bit. Now I'm gonna do a funny one if I can find it. I have a lot of these that I save. Okay, yeah, this is kind of interesting. This is a 1980 article on. Oh no, let's go back even further. Let's go back to 1877. Way back. Let's go back in the way back machine to 1877. And this is a interesting article. Yeah, I'm sure everybody has bailed off my boat, and I don't care. The coin community has always kind of painted me as the bad guy, uh, the nonconformist. So why should I be surprised that none of them want to watch my show? But someday somebody's gonna be interested in articles like this, and then at least they will be available. So this article from 1877, and it's a short one. I'm going to do a whole show on this topic, but for now, I'm just going to throw this little 1877 article out, which is from the Baltimore Sun on 12 July 1877, and it is titled Counterfeit Coins. And it's just a brief article that says, United States Commissioner Rogers yesterday committed Robert Parks to jail in default of $3,500 bail in answer at court to the charge of passing 50-cent counterfeit coin. Andrew Parks, son of Robert Parks, was committed some weeks ago on a similar charge. They lived on Greenmount Avenue, and it is charged passed a number of the coins. Marshall Button, assistant in the post office at Orangeville, Baltimore County, testified that Robert Parks received letters at the Orangeville office from Philadelphia, which caused some suspicions. Parks went off while the officers were after him, but he told the commissioner his leaving was in consequence of a difficulty with his landlord. So apparently, Mr. Robert Parks and his son Andrew had someone over in the Philadelphia area who were creating counterfeit 50-cent pieces, and they would mail them over to the Mr.'s Park in the Baltimore area where they would be spent. But they got caught. So this was 1877, folks. And you have to wonder how many of these 1877 counterfeit 50-cent pieces actually made it out into the world and were not caught by the U.S. Commissioner. So there's a coin you might want to keep an eye out for. An 1877 counterfeit 50-cent piece. Now, I'm going to do some more stuff on counterfeit coins probably tomorrow, because I have a number of articles about counterfeit coins, counterfeit script. Some of them are really, really funny, and some of them are just plain diabolical. So there we go. I was going to give some stuff away this morning, or at least get some people signed up for a giveaway. However, since nobody wants to watch my channel, that's not going to happen. And gee, that's really too bad, because the prize that I am signing people up for is of the silver nature. Well, part of it is. It's a very nice prize that is going to be given away on the 12th of April. But since nobody gives a damn, oh well. I'm sure if I clicked on this button right now, I would find every one of my subscribers is over on that other channel. So, oh well. What you gonna do? I guess now I'm just gonna sit here, since my coffee is still not completely consumed, and I'm gonna open this container here that I need to do something to do. Well, hello, Jack Almond. How are you this morning? Only person not afraid to stray over here and watch my show this morning. These are pennies that are in my copper container, and they really don't have anything to do with it was in the news. I already read my news articles, but I'm going to have to go through these at some time today, sort them out by year if I have not already done so, and I'm going to have to cash them in. Yeah, re-rolling pennies. That's what I'm going to be doing here pretty quick. I just got to see. These are coppers. They're out of my copper jar. But I don't know if they're coppers from the same year that I've already sorted, or if they are just copper pennies that I've been throwing in there. But due to my current financial situation and the fact that there was no stimulus check in with my SSI this morning, I'm going to have to start cashing this stuff in, because I got to pay the bills. And I'm not going to have enough money to do that. So, let me turn this little microscopical device on and see what the heck these pennies are. I don't even have a glove. Usually pennies don't, I don't even put a glove on half the time when I'm doing pennies. Just, oops, there goes the scope. Come on, Scope-O-Matic. There we go. Let's see what we got. I try to sort them out if they're plastic tub. Oh, plastic tub. There's one that's empty. I'll sort them out by decade, and then later on I'll sort them out by year. Ooh, 60. So as I suspected, they are mixed. Just something to do. I read a couple of news articles. One of them was really, I thought was very interesting, but apparently most people don't care about the history of their coins as much as they care about how much silver they can stack. I'm a different kind of collector. I am not stacking silver, hoarding silver, that sort of thing. I am just, I have a collection, and when I have the items that I need in my collection, I pretty much let the rest go. It's just not, I'm not piling up the patriot thing. I am sick of this patriot thing. I guess I have probably made that pretty clear in the last couple days, that I am sick of people proclaiming themselves patriots because they believe that storming our, ooh, there's a S penny. Get that one out of there. People that believe that storming our government buildings and causing the death of people that work there is a patriotic act. That's not patriotism, folks. That's treason. People that think because they tie a flag on the back of their truck and drive through neighborhoods of people who are of different races and colors for the purpose of intimidating them, that's not a patriot. That's a traitor. That's a coward. I'm done putting up with that. I have family members who are of mixed race, and they have a neighbor who thinks that it is terribly funny to intimidate children, and I'm talking about children under the age of 12. They think it's funny to intimidate young children by flying Trump flags and Confederate flags, yelling things like "you're next." I'm so over this wrapping yourself in the flag and calling yourself a patriot thing, that I have quit participating in a couple of channels. Found a 26, 38, 44, 56, 57, 59, 71S, 09, 75D counter stamp. and for Canadians. I haven't found a Canadian penny for a long time. I mean, I know they don't make them anymore, but when I lived in Florida, I used to still get them a lot because, well, that's not copper. I used to get them a lot in Florida because the Canadians go to Florida pretty much every winter, and once they quit making the Canadian pennies, the snowbirds would take their pennies down to the U.S. and spend them. That's not copper either. So I used to get them a lot when I lived down there, but since I have moved to Virginia, I have not gotten a single Canadian penny. So I have a couple of Canadian penny books. They are sadly empty, maybe 2 or 3 pennies in each book. But I'm going to try to fill those up. Either that or I'm just going to send them to someone who wants to do that as a prize. There's another S. Put that in the S cargo bin. That's the second S out of here. Yeah, like I said, this was supposed to be a copper bin, but I have found a few in here that were not. I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking over these coins simply because I got to take money and put it in the bank so I can actually pay bills. I hope my ex, who I supported for years, is really proud of himself for plunging me into poverty. I'm hoping, All right, thank you, Demon Rat. Glad to see you. I'm going to do some detecting articles again in a couple of days. I got some doozies. Some old articles about metal detecting that are pretty funny. So yeah, I'll be doing detecting articles again in a couple of days. I was going to do them. I did a couple yesterday, and I was going to do them this morning, but I decided I want to organize them a little bit better and kind of present a little vignette of what was happening with detecting in the news. One of them is hysterical. It's a World War II article about a kid's metal drive. And bear in mind, this is 1942. So, yeah, that's a pretty cool article. I'm going to try to do the detecting ones tomorrow, or some of them. I have a number of them. So, yesterday, right before my metal detecting show was supposed to happen, I got some new medication, which turned out to be something I was allergic to. Okay, live with Charles from Digging It Back at 7 a.m. So I gotta go. All right, I'll try to catch that if I can get out of here. Now that's an 82. I gotta decide if that's a copper. Oh, there's another S, 73S. I do try to sort my S's out. So, yeah, like I said, I got a lot of people mad at me. It's not the first time, and it's not going to be the last. But I made a lot of decisions last week, and one of those decisions was that I am not going to pretend that things that I feel are wrong are okay. And I'm certainly not going to sit in channels that are spreading lies. And so sadly, I mean, there are some people that I really like, but I don't like what's going on in their channel. They just allow people to say things that have absolutely no basis in fact. 73S. And if you try to present a fact, then you get called names and you get nasty messages in your inbox. And I'm just not, I'm not doing that. I started this whole thing to have fun. Of course, I started it before COVID, but I did not know when I started it, 63, that there were so many hateful people. Everybody's always, oh, the coin community's the best. The coin community's the best. No, not really. Some of them are the best. But other ones are, they're two-faced. They're full of hate. One sin a box. What sin was that you found in the box? Inquiring minds want to know what sin was in that box, Jack. I love typos. My favorite typo so far in my stream still has to be the day that Archaeology Mikey 007 was giving us his dinner menu, as he always does. And he meant to say he was having chicken fingers. However, what he typed was chicken tenders. He was supposed to be saying he was having chicken tenders. However, what he typed was he was having children tenders, which is something very different. One S in a box. Well, these pennies that I'm looking through right now, Jack, are from different boxes. I have this plastic tub that I started throwing copper in, and I tried to sort the S pennies, but clearly I did not succeed because I have found several that landed in this container. And I don't want to cash those in. I don't want to cash in the 60s. So I really don't want to cash in anything, but got to. And so I thought, well, I'll just finish up this show by running these under the scope and getting them sorted out. Yeah, well, it's the middle of the afternoon there. It's 10 o'clock in the morning here, Warner. I've started doing this show in the morning with my coffee, where I read old newspaper articles about coin collecting and metal detecting. But I finished the articles that I had for today, and I did not yet finish my coffee. So knowing that I need to take these pennies to the bank and cash them in, this is a container that I've just been throwing copper pennies in. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hold my copper because of the money situation here at my house. So I figured while I finish my coffee, I'll go ahead and go through this container, which I am going to reuse. It's no longer going to be my copper container. It's going to be my 2021 coins that I find detecting container. So I need it. So I thought, well, let me go ahead and go through these before I sign off. Yesterday, I really messed up my morning show. I didn't have any sound for the first half hour, and so a half hour in, I had to start the whole show over. I have not yet figured out how to edit that first half hour off. So that's not copper. So what I did was I just went in and put a timestamp link that says, you know, the show starts at 34 or whatever until I can figure out how to fix it, because I just messed it up. So hopefully this morning it appears that I have all my sound and everything, because people have been coming in and out and commenting. Not on any grand scale, because this show is up against a very popular show by my friend Ida Herring. I love Ida. I will go over and hit the like button on her program because I like her. But I will not watch the program anymore because I'm tired of people calling me nasty names because I don't happen to have the same political and religious beliefs that they do. So, I think one of the big problems in the United States is people tend to follow. Breakfast is ready. Need to go wash my hands. Yeah, you've been playing with pennies. You need to wash your hands. Get something to eat. Take care. See you later. All right, Jack, you have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, I'm sorry I only got one S out of that, but they're in there. Anyway, I believe one of the problems we have in the United States is people are afraid to express their own true feeling. So they follow along in a herd, and they tolerate things that in their heart they know are wrong, just to be part of the crowd. There's another S. And I've been doing that for a while, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm getting older, and I should not have, in order for people to like me, I don't feel the need to follow along with political views or racist views that are being put out there. And I'm just not going to do it. I would actually encourage people to stop doing that. I know people that go on a certain channel who told me, there's another S, that even though they don't like this person's politics, they think he is a hate monger, but they go on his channel because he gives away good prizes. Seriously? You're going to sell your morals and ethics because somebody gives away good prizes. Oh, please, people. Let's see, I'm the opposite. I believe it in the United States, it is my right to speak and express my opinion in any way I choose. And I try to keep them out of my stream, but at this point, my stream really isn't going anywhere. I don't care. Another S. As far as my car is concerned, I have political stickers on my car. I intend to keep them on my car. I started out back in the 60s as a very outspoken political activist. And I have let people intimidate me into being a mouse. I'm not going to be a mouse anymore. I'm going to be the lion. Ooh, that's a pretty nice 61 there. It's got some water spots, but it's also got a little bit of glimmer. Nope, I'm tired of being the mouse. Letting people scare me into not speaking up. I'm not going to do that anymore. And since I'm not monetized, and I'm probably never going to be monetized, I'm going to use my channel to say what I want to say. And the first thing I want to say is that in my town, down on Center Street, there is an individual that feels that he is entitled to express his political views too. And while I agree with that in theory, as far as waving his Confederate flag and his Trump flag and all of his other ultra right-wing flags, there is a part of that which comes with some responsibility. And the responsibility that comes with that is that he is using it to intimidate children. I mean young children. Children as young as 8 or 9. And he thinks it's funny to yell racist names at these children. And that's not doing your cause any good, people. To harass innocent children because you do not like the color they are, I'm sorry. You are not a patriot. You are a peon. All right, got to the end of my pennies, except this one I sat over here. I sat it aside for some reason. Oh, because it's an 82. And I don't know if it's copper or not. All right, so I got to get these S pennies out of here, put them in something. And I got to put the 60s in something. And I'm not even going to look at the others because if I do, I'll end up wanting to keep a bunch of them. And I can't because I got to pay the bills. I got to pay bills. And it stinks that I'm having to cash in my coins. But okay, this looks like a 50s. Okay, this tube is 50s. All right. So, I know for a fact that there's some folks over on another channel right now that have made mention of the fact that I'm on the air. Oh well, it is what it is. I'm not going to let them intimidate me. I'm sad that I don't feel comfortable being on their show, but I'm not sad that I have the guts to stand up for myself. So, well, I'm just not gonna go there. I'm not gonna let people gang up on me in public on somebody's live stream and imply that because I don't believe in their candidate and I don't believe in their opinion on COVID, that somehow I am some sort of ignorant moron, when in actuality I probably have way more education than any of those people on the topics that they are insulting me about. So I just don't feel the need to stay there. And I found these great newspaper articles that I've been reading every morning. And someday, somebody's going to be interested in the information that's in those articles. And I will have been the one to preserve it. Instead of preserving hate, I preserve factual information about coin collecting, currency collecting, and metal detecting. So that's why I created this show called It Was the News. So I guess I'm done with my pennies. I can roll those up. And I'm almost done with my coffee, so I can close that up. So it's about time for me to go. I do want to again reiterate what happened last night at about, I'm going to say about 4 o'clock. I got a delivery from my pharmacy, from the doctor who is working on this thing with my ear and my sinuses. And I made the erroneous assumption that they had checked my list of drugs to which I have an allergy. Well, they did not. And this particular medication I had never taken before. I did not realize it belonged in the same family with a group of medicines that I have an allergy to. So, being in some pretty severe pain, I just opened the bottle and took the required dosage, and about 15 minutes later, I was in some real bad shape. I was itching, I had swelling, and I realized there's no show happening here, folks. I've got to go to the emergency room. So that's why I jumped on and did that little, hey, sorry, gotta go. I did have some people question whether it was because I had stopped taking some of the other medications last week. It had nothing to do with that. Anything that I quit taking last week, I quit taking after discussing it with the physicians who prescribed it. This was nothing to do with that at all. This had to do with being written a prescription for a medication that has properties in it that I cannot take. So, fortunately, since I knew exactly what it was and I got down there quickly, they very quickly got me a shot and also something to make me, I hate to use the word, but regurgitate, so that I could get that out of my system. And within an hour, I was okay. In the interim, my primary care had been contacted, different medication had been prescribed, and I probably could have done my 6 o'clock show, but it was just exhausting, and I chose to go to bed. But I'm fine. It was just an allergic reaction, and it was not caused by me stepping off some of the medications they had me on before. So, now that we got all that straightened out, I'm gonna probably have to stay in today because it is in the 30s and it says we have a high wind warning. But I'm looking out the window right now and I'm seeing sunshine and the trees aren't moving. So I'm going to guess it's probably cold, but the rest of the thing was wrong. I'm going to work on some videos and some correspondence and just take it easy for today. I may have a video go up later, just don't know. But I thank the 2, 3, 4 of you who popped in during my stream. I'm not going to stop doing the morning stream, so I just don't have a set time for it because basically it's when Susie gets out of bed and she takes her medications and gets her cup of coffee, then while I'm having my coffee, I'm going to sit down and do this show. Now, I do have one thing here. These were lost, and I found them. These were gifted to me last year by Rosebud 39. We were bidding on them in an auction. And they are earrings made from buffalo nickels. And I had lost them. I think when I moved, I lost them. But I found them a couple days ago, so I wore them the other night and nobody noticed. But anyway, they are a favorite of mine, so I'm going to keep them over here so I can wear them more often in my live streams. So anyway, I think I may come back on tomorrow night tonight sometime, because I need to be getting my members qualified for my drawing on April 12th. So I may come on just to play some cats and dogs and get 3 or 4 more people signed up to possibly win the prize, which I'm not announcing yet, but it does involve silver. So if you like silver, keep an eye out for me online because it could be your chance to get signed up to win. Yeah, this week we've got some weird temperatures. Last week was good, but we had a bunch of rain. I did get to go metal detecting. I felt good enough to go metal detecting a couple days last week. But this week, today's high is 39. And that's not great. Tomorrow's is 41. Saturday, I have to go help my sister out on the farm. We have to start getting our gardening areas ready. We do grow our own food as much as we can out there. And I have a little space on hers. Sunday, sunny and 63. Monday, sunny and 66. Tuesday, sunny and 70. Now, if I am feeling any better, I'm going to say Sunday and Tuesday, I might try a little detecting. Then Wednesday, partly cloudy and 70. And then we're getting into the 60s and the high 50s coming up with some rain. But our weather is starting to change, so hopefully I'll be able to get out there and, if nothing else, go out and sit in the sun, which I need. Werner, I had somebody, I don't know if you remember, but in that stream that where you won, there was a person who said they would pay the postage to send yours. So it's not coming out of my money. Another individual had said that they were going to cover the postage on your prize. So do not think I'm taking out of my money. That's being covered by somebody else. So good morning, Mud Swat. How are you? Missed all the news articles of the day, and you missed me sorting my pennies, but I'm recovered pretty much from my little allergic reaction thing that happened yesterday with my meds. I'm going to take it pretty easy today, though. I have some metal detecting stuff to I'm trying to get all my footage off all my cameras. I found another one of my cameras yesterday when I was packing a little bag to go to the emergency room. I always pack a bag because sometimes they keep me. So anyway, I found my little Canon. I don't know what's on here. There may be metal detecting stuff on it, so I got to check that one. I have dumped one of my GoPros. I need to dump the back one and any stuff off my phone. And then I'm putting them all into the proper folders so I can start editing videos. I got really lax. I was shooting the videos, but I was never actually making the videos. So I think I'm gonna work on that today, trying to get all the pieces, parts organized so I can crank out, because I probably have 20 videos in the vault, and I need to get myself caught up. So if it's 30 degrees and windy outside, this is a darn good day to do that. So anyway, I did my mail call. I got my fancy hippie shirt made by Miss Southern Belle that I got in the Coleman Cancer auction. I won a bunch of treasure from Spray Can from one of his treasure hunts. And I got some coins that were donated by Sterling Cannabis and Jesse O. That were prizes they won in a live stream and chose to send over to me, which was very kind of them both. Yeah, I was pretty tired. After the ordeal of the allergic reaction, that really dragged me out. I came home and went to bed. I got up about 10 o'clock, ate a little something, and went back to bed. And I'm still yawning. The coffee is not doing it. My mug shot is not shotting enough. So I'm probably going to go work on some stuff here. And I thank everybody for stopping in. I know I've done, according to the coin community world, I have done the cardinal sin of streaming over Ida's She Shop. Well, or She Shed, or whatever they call it. But, you know, there's only so many slots in time. So, there you go. All right, guys. Y'all stay out of trouble. Werner, good luck welding those rust holes. I had a car one time that was so bad that I stopped at a friend of mine's race car fabricating shop, and he took some bent up sheet metal doors that they had removed from one of the race cars and cut them into new floorboards for my car and welded them in. So if you picked up the carpet, you could see like part of sponsors and part of race car numbers under there. And, I think about it now, it's pretty funny. All right, everybody have a great day. I'll see y'all later. Be cool, be safe, be kind. Bye.